In this video, I'm going to share another customer service tip and technique to convert a one-time buyer into a lifelong customer. I'm Jeff Mowatt. Over the 30 years that I've been providing customer service tips and techniques, I've discovered that we too often consider the one-time sale or transaction as being the end of the interaction with the customer. And so what I'm suggesting in this particular tip is don't sell the trip, sell the journey. In other words, when you're providing a product or service, a trip is a one-time transaction. Think about the next phases or the next steps that the customer can naturally take with you and mention those at the outset. So for example, a friend of mine, we're going to go skiing, and we decided that it had been such a huge snowfall that we had the wrong skis. We brought our carving skis, so to speak, when we should have brought powder skis, which frankly I didn't even have. So we're at Fernie Resort, and there's a place called Quest, and they rent high performance powder skis. So I go in there, and yeah, we find and get them. But while we're there, one of the employees there points out that, hey, you know, while you're here, if you like the skis that you're renting from us today, and you feel like you want to buy them, we can certainly make that available to you, and we'll reduce the cost of your rental today. We'll take that off. And because they're demo skis, we'll give you a great price on the skis. Well, I'm sitting there going, okay. This made me, while I'm skiing with them, think, do I want to buy these? Well, I decided that I wouldn't necessarily buy them there, but the next day when I was skiing, I was going to demo 2 or 3 different kinds, which I did. I ended up buying a pair of skis from them. Well, the whole experience was so good that when my wife, Lydia, decided she wanted to spend more time skiing, we went through the same process for her to buy skis. And the way they did that was at the outset, they said, there's a possible phase 2 or phase 3 that you might consider. So with your customers, when at the outset you're interacting with them, mention briefly in conversation or even in a proposal, okay, we could also potentially, providing you love this step, we could potentially provide step number 2 and 3 with them. You don't have to go into a lot of detail about what step 2 or 3 is, just plant that seed with them. So for example, an interior designer who's doing a design for a living room with a customer might say, okay, I have an idea of what you have in mind. Let's go ahead and do this. And then, you know, providing you love what we do here, then for the rest of the home, what we can do is when you're ready and if budget permits, we can look at refreshing some of those rooms, maybe one at a time as we progress. Pretty easy thing for that designer to do. An accountant, for example, can say to their client, okay, you're looking at starting a small business. Well, yeah, let's go ahead as a phase 1 and set you up as a small proprietorship, get you a GST, a tax number. And then if that continues to grow or when it continues to grow, if you and your spouse decide to get married, we can look at incorporating it so that we can do some revenue splitting and do some tax savings for you, that kind of thing. And suddenly we're starting to think, oh, okay, there's an evolution in this relationship. So that's my encouragement for you, is don't think about selling a single one-off trip. Think about that customer journey and mention that early into the conversation, and we're much more likely to create a lifelong customer from a one-time buyer. I hope you find that to be helpful. And if you like this video, I think you're going to love my tips, which you'll find for free at jeffsbusinesstips.com. See you next time.